Hello, and welcome to the Canyon Home Podcast. These are words that I haven't said in over 4 years. And I've decided it's time to come back. I've missed you all. So thank you for clicking play on this podcast or this YouTube video. I'm really, really excited to be back, and I'm going to give you a little bit of insight about where I've been the past 4 years and why I came back and what to expect in the future. So, without further ado, let's do it. First of all, I'm just so grateful for all the DMs, emails, podcast reviews, check ins that I've gotten over the years. I am just, I'm so grateful. It really, your messages always tended to come at a time where I really needed to hear them. And I don't want you to think that I have some big team of people and things are getting lost. It's just me, the dogs, and sometimes my husband. And so I truly am reading these messages, and so many of you have checked in, and I'm just really, really so grateful. In 2021, here on the Canyon Home Podcast, we were really growing a beautiful community, and it just was hitting in a different place than YouTube was for me. I think I was able to showcase a different side of me, a little bit slower, a little more grounded. And truthfully, I've really been doing so much of that work in my time away, and I'm energized. I've learned so much. I have so much more to share, so much more to offer you. And that's really why I'm coming back. So I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, hey, Queen, where have you been all of this time? So we will go in the Wayback Machine, and I will tell you kind of how things shifted. In 2021, I was on the Kelly Clarkson show doing flower arranging. I was doing Canyon Home. I was also culinary producing for some chefs, which, if you don't know what that is, basically the person behind the camera doing the recipes, prepping things out, making sure that things flow well, etc. I didn't even know that was a job, but it was so fun. It was a really, really special time, especially still in COVID kind of thing. So I was able to get out of the house, do different things with those jobs. And through those experiences, I ended up with an opportunity that I never saw coming. I really didn't. I went to culinary school because I wanted to be a better home cook. That's truly it. I just didn't know enough. That's how I've collected all of these books that are behind me. I'm a voracious learner when it comes to home and food, and that's why I did it. However, an opportunity arose for me to become a private chef for a client. And Matt and I were kind of not sure what the next step for our world was either. And so we decided as a family, let's do it. Why not? And it was a wild, wild journey. I went from, on camera host, behind the scenes in production to domestic staff. And that was a really massive shift in my world, as you can imagine. I've never been domestic staff before. And, as being a hairstylist, I was part of people's teams, but this was a very different experience. And the reason I said yes is because I just knew there was so much that I could learn and experience and try out and basically play in a much larger sandbox than the 900 square feet that Gingham Cottage is. So I did it. And I cooked more food than I ever thought I would cook. I went through all of these books. You guys could jump in here and see how tabbed these books are. And I faced tons of different challenges, from cooking for a crowd, dealing with different dietary restrictions, surprises, supply chain challenges, you name it, and I did it. And in that experience, I truly, finally, after all of this time, can say I'm a chef. I've done the work. I've lived the life. I've made all the mistakes. I've really grown into those clogs, truly. And it makes me it makes it all worth it. It truly does. I made a massive pivot, which was the last episode of this podcast. If you want to listen to it, you can hear how I went from a celebrity hairstylist to a chef. And this moment kind of culminated all of it and forced me to really work that chef muscle. And I've never worked so hard in my life. Wow, so much work. Anyone who is in the food service industry who is listening to this podcast, I'm sending you a big hug because it's a lot. It's a lot of output. It just really is. And through my experience, I actually ended up being able to grow in that role and become what's known as an estate manager. So still in domestic service, but instead of just in charge of the kitchen and sort of the food program on the property, I was actually elevated to a position of being in charge of the entire property, inside and out, teams of people, housekeeping, etc. And that's where stuff just got really exciting because I got to host large parties. I got to make over spaces. I got to activate spaces, upgrade things, truly work my home passion muscle, which was incredible. It was such an incredible opportunity. I didn't even know there was a word estate manager. This whole world was very foreign to me. However, all of my lived experience really rolled up into this opportunity. I used every skill set I had from working in my family's bridal store, being a celebrity hairstylist, being a chef, being really someone who's a student of all things home. Again, I keep referring to my gorgeous library behind me because I used every single shred of these books to really help me learn and elevate. I also did this thing online where I did butler training to really learn the service side of that role. It's been just a wild, wild ride. And I really, truly, I did this for you. I did this so that I could be experienced enough to be able to come back to all of you with a treasure with a treasure trove. I did this to have enough experience to come back to you with a treasure trove of knowledge that I'm ready to share. And that's why I'm sitting here in this chair. That's why I set up all my lights and got my cameras out and my microphones and literally dusted things off to restart the engine of sharing. One of my friends, Melissa, she has been a mentor of mine since I was 19 years old. One of the things that she shared with me was you don't own it until you give it away when it comes to knowledge. I think that's actually originally from Monet, or was it Monet or Picasso? A famous artist, I believe, is the originator. And I truly have taken that to heart my entire life and career. And I have a lot to give away. We'll just say that. I have so much experience that's just bubbling in my fingertips. And I'm either going to go crazy or I'm going to share it with you guys. And so I would prefer to share it with you if you're open to it. And time away has given me some time to reflect and sort of reimagine what does coming back into this world of sharing look like. And I'm really, really interested in creating a community that's supported by you, to where I can essentially work full time for my community. And, you know, the other things, the other ways that people that do what I do that create incomes can kind of be the icing on that cake. But I truly want to have all of you as my client and really be able to deliver on my promise of showing you different ways to express your passions for all things food, home, life, and style. And I want that to be my full-time job. I want to work from home with my husband and my dogs and film and share with you in a multitude of different ways through courses, books, live events, etc. I want to do it all. I truly do. And so I'm really exploring and I'm open to your feedback. This has never been more of a community for me than now. We're all having a conversation. This is not a teacher in a room and you are all the watchers. This is really an opportunity to create something together and really claim a space for all of us to share. All of us who maybe didn't grow up with, Susie Homemaker Mom and really wanted to learn how to bake bread or make cookies or organize a drawer properly, get stains out of something. All of us who truly value these skills and want to share them, want to share the highs, want to share the lows, want to learn what's next, what's new. What keeps me going with all of this is the never ending story of finding new solutions, improving things. And the piece of the puzzle that I would say to all of you that's shifted in the most dramatic way for me is my deep, deep connection to how things feel. And I've worked tirelessly to figure out how things work. I've worked to look and figure out how things look. I'm saying look like 8 times. However, what I've really come to understand is that you can create the most beautiful experience with the most stunning pieces and parts in the most beautiful setting. And if you don't feel it, if you don't look at that table and just light up inside, if you don't quietly look around your dining table with the glow of candles and just have a smile with what you've created, if you don't open a drawer that's mostly organized and you can find what you're looking for and feel like, hey, the world is crazy, but this drawer is together. If you don't feel the joy that you can feel from taking a wrinkled napkin and ironing it to a beautiful, smooth sheen, if you don't feel it, does it really matter? What's the point? Why bother? Why bother with a silver tray? Why bother with a candle? Why bother with beautiful flowers? Why bother with any of this stuff? We bother with it because it creates a feeling for us first. And then from that feeling that it gives us, from that overflow, others get to enjoy the energy and the love that we put into whatever we're doing. It could be a handmade gift. It could be a table setting. It could be a loaf of sourdough bread. It could be a basket of folded laundry. I've had people in tears over the way that I have folded towels. And that just shows me that this matters. It shows me that we have so much more power in our hands and in our hearts than the world is telling us we do. And it's very easy to look at all of this from the outside, even just this fancy bookcase behind me and this gorgeous chair, and just say, yeah. However, that's cute, but you need to be rich and you need to have all of these things and you need to have help and you need to do this and you need to do that. I'm here to tell you, I've been at all the levels that I think anyone can experience. I've been in a studio apartment with my little cute IKEA canisters, happy as a clam, hosting a brunch for Easter with my waffle iron. And I have hosted hundreds of people at a beautiful home with all the trappings that you could ever see in a book or ever imagine seeing on a TV show. I've been everywhere in all of those worlds. And I'm here to tell you, you can create that feeling at any level. I am 41 years old, and I can tell you there is no point in waiting. Do it now. chip the crystal, polish the silver, use it all. Buy the better version of the kitchen thing, because waiting is worthless. You don't need to wait. And there's not going to be this magical thing that just sort of happens where it all makes sense. It's a journey. And we get to go on that journey together. And my goal in spending my time sharing all of this with you is that you get to create that feeling for yourself in your everyday. And I've been thinking about, how does this all roll up into sort of me as a brand, me as someone that is a thought leader in this world? And what I've realized is what I can offer to you as a listener, as a viewer, as someone who gives me your time, is I can really show you how to make your everyday a special occasion. It's been something that I've been saying forever. However, my new little caveat is no staff required, because I live in my house now. I don't have staff. It's me and my husband and my dogs, and we have a landscaper, thank God. Other than that, it's up to me to clean, to do laundry, to do flowers, to make sure that it's stocked. I don't need to list all of my to-dos because I know, you got it. However, we get to live at a level that I only dreamt of. And that is because of what I do with my hands. That is because of the love that I put into our home, our friends, our family, our dogs, our daily experience. Because when I was growing up, I lived for special occasions. Christmas, birthday, any what are they called? Bridal shower. I loved special occasions. And as I've gotten older, I just really, truly am so connected with the reality of you just never know how much time you have. And why not make every day a special occasion? We all have big days and small days. And I've had some huge days since we've last chatted. And I'm here to tell you, it's the small days that I love. It's the small days that honestly I yearn for now. I don't really yearn for those big days as much as I used to. So those quiet days, those simple days, those just another Tuesdays, that's when you light the candle. That's when you make the meal. That's when you turn on the soft music. That's when you fluff the bedspread and make it feel cared for. That's when you bring someone a coffee on a tray. That's when you wrap a birthday gift with a little extra something. And that's really what I'm here to do. I'm here to show you. I'm here to learn with you. I'm here to grow with you. I'm here to talk with you, answer questions, find solutions, lean into our passions, find new ones, share old ones. That's the opportunity that I see in front of me. That's why I want to come back into a place of sharing. Because it's been 4 years and I didn't have to turn these cameras on and dust these lights off and put this microphone up. I did it because I want to. I did it because it's what's in my heart. I know that I have the gifts that I have because they are meant to be shared. And I'm sitting here in this seat coming from that place. I'm here to help. I'm here to be a part of the solution. I'm here to be that voice for so many of us that don't have a family member or a friend to help guide. I've become the person that I needed growing up. I've become that. And that's not just for me. And it's not just for my friends or my family. It's for all of us as a community to come together, share the things we love, and learn, hold each other's hand through the process. And if nothing else, if I can sit here and do this and one of you feels seen, less alone, then I'm doing my job. I'm doing what I've set out to accomplish. And it will truly be the supreme joy of my life to fill that role and be that person for all of you. And I cannot wait to see what you do with the things that I want to share. I just can't wait. I know you're going to have the best time truly being in your home, letting it be a healing place for you, and putting your mark on your life and sharing that with everyone you know. So that's all I have for this video. That's where I've been. Where we're headed is somewhere really exciting. And again, I'm just overjoyed that any of you are taking the time to listen or to watch. If this message makes you excited and you feel like someone else is out there that would like to connect, send the video, share it. That's how this all works. That's how this all works. This fuels my fire to share. And I'm just so grateful that I'm living in this time where I can share and can be the person that I know I am for all of you. So thank you. And let me know in the comments or the reviews, the ratings, all of it. I'm excited to be back. So I'll see you soon.